Hey everyone. If you're listening, you probably want to cut through the noise, Ray. Understand what's actually impactful in tech and finance fast.
Yeah, skip the surface stuff, get straight to what matters.
Exactly. So today we're diving deep into an ecosystem that's really been picking up steam, the open network.
Mm-hmm.
TON, our goal, give you that solid understanding without you feeling overwhelmed. Think of this as your shortcut to grasping why TON is significant.
We'll cover the core tech, the recent growth spurt, key features.
And some really exciting integrations, especially something involving Bitcoin making its way onto the network.
That's a big one.
The first, super important, let's get the name right. The open network. How do one say it?
Ah, yes. It's not TON.
No, it's pronounced as one word. Ton. Like a ton of bricks rhymes with fun. That's how everyone in the crypto space says it.
A ton. Got it.
Oh, okay. Ton. So its backstory is pretty interesting. Started by Telegram way back in 2018.
Right. The initial idea was huge scale, super fast, and, crucially, easy for developers building dApps.
They wanted something that could handle, mainstream levels of use right out of the gate.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Telegram has that massive user base, so they were thinking big from the start, not just some niche crypto thing.
Exactly. A foundation for maybe a new kind of internet app.
But then 2020 happened. Regulatory hurdles,
Yeah, Telegram had to officially step back from developing Ton.
which could have been the end of it.
Could have been, but it wasn't. An independent community, developers who saw the potential in that original design, they picked it up.
And they've been running with it ever since.
And how? The growth, especially in 2024, has been just wild.
The numbers are pretty staggering. Daily active addresses on Ton.
Went from what, like 26,000 in January?
Roughly, yeah, to over 880,000 by December.
Wow. Let me calculate, 3,380% increase.
That's the number. A massive surge.
So what lit the fuse there? That kind of growth isn't just random.
Well, it's likely a combination of things. That 3,380%, a big part seems to be usability, like integrating those Ton wallets right into Telegram.
Ah, okay. Lowering the barrier to entry massively.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Suddenly, hundreds of millions of Telegram users have a crypto wallet, almost without trying.
Plus, weren't there some viral apps, maybe games, that pulled people in?
Yeah, definitely. Some early gaming stuff on Ton got a lot of attention, brought in curious users. It shows that accessibility plus, actual fun things to do drives adoption.
Makes sense. And it's not just signups. People are actually using it. The transaction volume tells that story, too.
Over 1 billion total transactions now. And Ton.
Man, the kicker. Half of those, 500 million, happened in just the last 3 months of 2024.
That acceleration is key. It suggests real, growing utility, not just passive holding.
So what's the engine driving all this? What's the tech that allows this kind of performance?
Okay, so the core architecture of Ton is pretty clever, designed specifically for scale. One key piece is multi-level sharding.
Sharding, like breaking up the work.
Exactly. Think of it like splitting a highway into many parallel lanes. Ton uses a complex, layered system, sometimes called infinite sharding. Well, theoretically. It means the blockchain can dynamically split into more and more subchains, or shards, as needed.
So transactions get processed in parallel across all these shards.
Precisely. That's how it gets high throughput and can scale up as demand grows, unlike chains that process everything in one single line.
Okay, parallel processing for speed and scale.
Yeah.
Makes sense. And how are these transactions confirmed? It's not mining like Bitcoin, right?
No, much more energy efficient.
Yeah.
Sun uses proof of stake,
Right.
staking. So
Yeah.
validators
Yeah.
lock up or stake their Ton coin that's the network's own crypto.
The Tanyan token we mentioned.
Yes, they stake TON to help secure the network, validate transactions. The more they stake, the higher their chance of validating a block and earning reward.
And that's faster too, right? Confirming transactions.
It's faster finality than proof of work, generally. And yeah, way less electricity usage.
So fast, scalable, energy-efficient foundation. What about the built-in services? It's not just a coin, is it?
No, there's more infrastructure, like TON DNS.
DNS, like for websites.
Similar idea, but for crypto addresses. Instead of a long random string, you can have, say, mywallet.ton. Much easier to remember and share.
Okay, human-readable names. Nice.
What else? There's TON storage,
Mm.
decentralized file storage.
Like Dropbox, but without a central company controlling it.
Sort of, yeah. More resilient, censorship-resistant storage. And TON payments for instant off-chain transfers.
Off-chain, so super fast and cheap for small payments.
Exactly. Good for microtransactions, reduces the load on the main blockchain.
So it's building out this whole suite, kind of like a decentralized web infrastructure.
That seems to be the vision.
And Toncoin, T-O-N, is the fuel for all of this.
Absolutely central. It's used for, well, pretty much everything. Paying transaction fees is the big one. Sending tokens, using ADAP, using TON DNS. You pay a little bit in TONS.
Okay, the gas of the network.
Right. And it's what validators state for the proof-of-stake security, earning more TONs as rewards.
Security incentive. Makes sense.
And third, governance. Holding TONs often gives you voting rights on proposals for network upgrades or changes.
So fuel, security, and steering wheel all in one.
Pretty much sums it up.
Now back to Telegram. Even though they officially stepped back, that connection still seems incredibly strong.
It really does. It's a huge advantage. That seamless wallet integration inside Telegram. Game changer.
Just being able to send two ONENs, like a message, must onboard so many people.
Effortlessly. No complex setup, no separate app needed initially. It just works within the chat app they already use daily.
And it's not just sending coins, right? They're pushing for apps inside Telegram, mini apps, dApps.
Exactly. This fits Pavel Durov's whole super app idea for Telegram.
Right.
One app for messaging, payments, services, everything.
So bringing decentralized apps directly into that Telegram interface.
Yes. It makes exploring Web3 stuff much less intimidating for the average user. No need to juggle different wallets or browsers initially. It's right there.
Like an app store for tons of apps built into your messenger.
Yeah.
Pretty smart. I also saw something about digital GIFs becoming NFTs.
Yeah, that's a neat little feature. Users can send these animated digital GIFs for Telegram stars.
Right.
But the twist is, these GIFs can then be turned into actual NFTs on the TON blockchain.
Ah, so they become unique, ownable, tradable assets.
Precisely. It adds a layer of real ownership and potential value to these social interactions, linking Telegram Fund directly to the TON ecosystem. Boost engagement on both sides.
Clever. Okay, so solid tech, user growth, that powerful Telegram link. What's actually being built on TON? What does the ecosystem look like now?
It's getting quite diverse. You've got wallets, obviously. Besides the built-in Telegram one, there's TonKeeper, which is very popular, offers more features. My TON wallet, too.
Choices for different user needs. And for trading. DDEX.
Yep. Decentralized exchanges. Steo.ifi and ddust.io are two of the big ones on TON.
Wow.
Peer-to-peer token swapping.
Standard DeFi stuff. And
Yeah.
tracking all this activity, explorers.
Right. TON Viewer and TON Scan are the main block explorers. Let you see transactions, contracts, everything transparently.
Like Etherscan for Ethereum.
Exactly. And for earning yield, there's staking platforms like TON Stakers or TON Whales staking pool. They make it easier to delegate your TON and earn rewards.
Okay. What about connecting TON to other blockchains? Bridges?
Yeah, that's important. You've got things like Orbit Bridge and the official TON Bridge, helping move assets between TON and, say, Ethereum or other chains. Interoperability.
Crucial these days. So infrastructure's there. What about user-facing things? Games? Social?
Definitely seeing traction there. Games like Notcoin and Hamster Combat have been huge onboarding ramps, bringing in literally millions of users.
Wow. Millions just from games.
Yeah, simple, engaging, clicker-style games initially, but they got people using TON wallets. Then you have social platforms emerging like Fancy, TLN Place, exploring decentralized social media.
And NFTs? You mentioned the gift thing, but proper NFT marketplaces.
Oh, yes. GetGems and TON Diamonds are prominent NFT marketplaces for buying, selling, creating digital collectibles on TON.
So it's a genuinely active, diverse ecosystem growing there.
Absolutely.
Yep.
It's not just theoretical anymore.
Which brings us to maybe the most exciting recent development, bringing Bitcoin into the mix. Tell us about TeleSwap.
Right. TeleSwap. This is potentially massive for TON. They've built an innovative Bitcoin bridge.
A bridge from Bitcoin to TON.
Essentially, yes. It lets users take their Bitcoin, BTC, and wrap it, creating a TON native token called TeleBTC.
So TeleBTC is like a token on TON that's backed 1.1 by real Bitcoin.
Exactly. Think of it as a Bitcoin IOU that lives and works entirely within the TON network.
And why is that such a big deal?
Because Bitcoin is, well, it's Bitcoin, the largest liquidity pool, the most recognized, arguably the most trusted asset in crypto. Bringing even a fraction of that liquidity onto TON is huge.
Okay, so you can use this TeleBTC within TON dApps now.
Precisely. You can trade it on DXs like ddust.io. You can use it in DeFi protocols, maybe for yield farming, lending, all the stuff you do in DeFi, but now powered by Bitcoin's value, running on TON speed and low fees.
That sounds potentially very powerful.
Yeah.
What are the specific advantages TeleSwap brings?
Several key things. First, speed. Leveraging TON's fast blockchain, The bridging process and subsequent transactions with TeleDTC are designed to be ultra-fast.
Faster than using Bitcoin directly, for sure.
Way faster. Second, low fees. Bridging assets can sometimes be expensive, especially involving Bitcoin or Ethereum. TeleSwap aims for significantly lower fees for bridging and interacting on Ton.
Speed and low fees for Bitcoin in DeFi. That's compelling. What else?
Enhanced interoperability,
Yeah.
obviously. It directly connects the two ecosystems. Then there's the liquidity boost for Ton. More capital flowing in can mean deeper markets, better prices, more robust apps.
Makes the whole Ton DeFi scene more attractive.
Right. And increase accessibility for Ton users to Bitcoin's value. They can use their Bitcoin holdings productively within the Ton environment they're already familiar with.
And for developers.
Oh, it's a huge innovation catalyst. Imagine building new dApps on Ton games, financial tools, NFT projects that directly integrate Bitcoin values seamlessly. Opens up a ton of new possibilities.
So if I'm already using Ton, what does TeleBTC let me do that I couldn't before?
Enhanced trading, mainly. You can now trade BTC pairs directly on fast, cheap Ton DEX. Seamless transactions using Bitcoin value via the Telegram wallet is another big potential draw, bringing BTC utility to that huge user base.
Widens the audience for Bitcoin, in a way.
And potentially increases participation in Ton's economy overall, as Bitcoin holders now have a really efficient way to deploy their capital there.
Looking at the big picture then, TeleSwap's Bitcoin bridge feels like a really strategic move for Ton.
I think so. It's merging Bitcoin's unmatched reach and perceived security with Ton scalability, speed, and low costs. That's a potent combination.
Could really position Ton as a major player, couldn't it? Offering the best of both worlds in some ways.
That seems to be the goal. It points towards a future where blockchains are much more connected, much more efficient, and ultimately easier for everyone to use.
Well, this has been incredibly insightful, a real deep dive into the Ton ecosystem and this very exciting TeleSwap development bringing Bitcoin into the fold.
It's definitely a space to watch. Rapid evolution happening.
Absolutely. And just one last time for everyone listening, remember, it's pronounced Ton, like the weight, not Ton.
Ton. Got it locked in.
So as a final thought, consider what this increasing cross-chain connection means. When major ecosystems like Bitcoin and Ton start merging capabilities, what does that unlock for the future of DeFi, for dApps? Seems like we're really starting to see the potential for a more unified, decentralized web.
It's a fascinating question. Definitely worth exploring the Ton ecosystem and TeleSwap further if this caught your interest.
For sure. Lots more to discover there. Thanks for tuning in to this deep dive.